Today's example is our Brite Lites 4-step 2K process. What makes this process different is it uses a water-based coating of two components, the actual coating itself and the hardener. It cures by chemical reaction and requires no UV or external heat. As usual, the first thing we do is spray the headlight with alcohol to do an inspection to make sure that there's no internal damage such as water or cloudiness. If there is, you probably don't want to restore the headlight. So as with our other processes, the first thing we do is strip the coating by applying the stripper to the pad and wiping off the old coating. The yellow-black you see is the old coating being removed. This particular stripper has a high affinity to the old coating, but little affinity to the polycarbonate underneath. However, you never want to let the stripper sit on the headlight for a long period of time. So we continue to strip until no new material comes off the pad, and you can tell this by as you wipe the pad across, you don't see anything new coming off the coating. This particular headlight is from a 1996 Ford Taurus. It's a very common headlight. This particular headlight is 16 years old. What's nice about this type of headlight is, one is there's millions of them out there, and the other is that the actual polycarbonate compound is very good. It's a very hard polycarbonate, and it's not easily scratched or pitted. So this is an ideal candidate for this type of process. About 3 out of every 4 headlights that can be restored using this process without sanding. Because there's no sanding, we don't have to tape, we don't have to mask, and it's a very simple process. So we'll continue to strip until no more material comes off the headlight. Typically, this will take 2 or 3 application pads and from 1/8 to 1/4 ounce of stripper. So the stripper goes a long way. Keep in mind too, because you're not sanding, you're not introducing any sanding scratches, so the actual restoration time should be less than 10 minutes. Although with the water-based coating, because it's so thin, we recommend you apply 2 coats, and there is a 3 or 4 minute cure time between coats. So this particular application will take a little longer than some of the other solvent-based coatings, but on the other hand, because the cure is so fast, it's ideal for quick turnarounds such as car washes, oil changers, and things like that. Once the scrub is complete, we wipe it down with alcohol. This will stop any chemical reaction with the stripper and the polycarbonate, and it will remove any moisture and any old coating left on the headlight. This is a critical step for certain coatings and is a good general step to use with all coatings. I always recommend that you scrub the headlight at least twice with a lint-free paper towel and alcohol. Okay, because we're using the water-based coating in this process, we're going to apply a sanding aid, which does a couple of things. We're going to sand with a 3000 grit disc, and what the sanding aid does, it keeps the headlight cool. It also keeps the pad from loading up with any material it removes. So it's not uncommon to use a pad for 3, 4, 5 different vehicles before you have to change it. These pads are expensive. They're roughly about $1 a piece. Now what we're doing is we're not really removing any coating. The coating's already removed. What we are doing is if there's any sharp points or tiny defects on the headlight, we'll sand those out. But more importantly, we're roughing up the surface to increase the surface area and to give our coating better tooth. Now we're using a machine sander here, but this is such a easy step and fairly short. You could just as easily hand sand and not even use a power sander. This step usually takes 60 to 90 seconds with the machine sander, maybe 2 or 3 minutes sanding by hand. Once we're finished sanding, we're going to clean again with alcohol and a lint-free towel. We want to make sure we remove all residual material on the headlight. Incidentally, that little peak you see on the left of the headlight is a reflection. It's not on the headlight itself. So here we're mixing up our coating. We're going to use 4 milliliters of coating and 1 milliliter of hardener. So we use our disposable pipettes that we simply throw away when we're done. No muss, no fuss. Mix it a little bit. Dip the applicator in the coating and wipe it on. There's no special technique required here. Essentially what you want to do is first get the headlight completely coated without worrying too much about overlapping coats or anything like that. Just get the coating on. Once you've got a nice thick coating over the headlight, we use what we call a double cross system, double wipe system, whereby we wipe horizontally first and then wipe vertically second. So we applied our first coat and then we waited 3 or 4 minutes for it to become tack free, and now we're going to apply our second coat. We're going to be a little more critical with the second coat to make sure we get a nice even coating and cross wipe both vertically and horizontally. You have about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to work this coating. So you have ample time to touch up if you miss. Here's before restoration and here's after. And like I say, it's a straightforward process, fairly inexpensive. This might cost you $2 for a headlight. And I thank you for watching.